Hey everyone, and welcome to another weekly check-in vlog, where I take you along for the weekend to see how I'm doing and what I'm reading. My name is Wiebke, and this year I'm trying to get myself out of survival mode. And how am I doing this week? Not so good. Today is actually Sunday already. I know, I'm wearing running gear. Shouldn't I be running on Saturdays? Yes, I should. The week threw a lot of challenges my way, which showed me that my mental game is still not where I would like it to be, despite my energy levels, and physical game is improving, I think, or at least I'm improving on exercise. So yesterday I woke up Saturday and my body was already, I knew I wouldn't even be able to try running. So I stayed in bed a lot, read, slept a little bit, read a little more, slept a little bit more. Then I got up, did some cleaning, and I was super exhausted. So I decided to stay in all day and read. So that's what I did Saturday. I'm currently rereading The Little Mushroom, or Little Mushroom? Is it The Little Mushroom or Little Mushroom? I don't know. And I'm about a third in. It's 700-ish pages. I'm reading a web novel translation I found on the internet, as the physical books or the published books are still not available for buying. As I said, I'm rereading it. In the beginning I thought it's not as good as I remembered, but I just couldn't get into it during the week when I was so exhausted and overwhelmed with everything. So starting yesterday, I really found my way back into the narration, back into the story, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm hoping to finish the whole thing this weekend. We're having a long weekend because Monday is a bank holiday, so I think it could be doable, especially if I'm not doing much else. So what's Little Mushroom about? Little Mushroom is an apocalyptic story. Basically, the world is in a mess. The geomagnetic field collapsed, and thus things ensued that were not good for the environment, but humans persevered and created an artificial magnetic field to protect us against things from the universe and outer space. But unfortunately, there was a lot of radiation and whatever that came through, so genes are mutating. Now it's not humans against humans, it's mostly humans against animals and plants. Obviously, that doesn't sound so good, especially since depending on where on the world you are, there is a higher mutation rate. So, meaning if plant or animal genes get in contact with human genes, they start to mutate and wild creatures start to form and exist. And of course, it's not always friendly and safe. So the humans basically live in bases now, and we're in the northern base so far. And since the book is called Little Mushroom, you can already guess we're not following really the humans. We're following a little mushroom. The book really opens up just giving us more information as the little mushroom gains information about the world, about everything that's going on, and we see it grow, or him grow. The little mushroom lived in the abyss, which is the highest mutation rate on the world or in the area, and some time back its spore was stolen. So think of it as kidnapping, and it's missing its spore. And when a human comes to the abyss, and because humans die there pretty fast, this one also dies, but the little mushroom takes it in and tries to protect it, but by trying to protect it, it takes on its genes and learns more about it and its world, and decides to go to the human base to find its spore, because that's what it's guessing, that they took its spore. And we follow the little mushroom first through the fields and plains to the base and the adventures there, then at the base where he tries to make contact, understand the world, and really live and look for its spore. But also it meets the adversary or the thief, which is also the love interest. It's not big on romance, this book, but it is definitely about the relationship between the little mushroom and the judge. And the judge is someone who's responsible for recognizing mutated people that want to enter the city. So he's at the city gates and sees little mushroom, or the person that he is now, and is suspicious, and that's how they meet. And their ways keep crossing over time. So far, nothing more has happened, and they are on the verge of developing a strange and awkward relationship, but we haven't known more yet. So I'm highly enjoying this, and I also enjoy the slow build-up of the world building and the slow build-up of the relationship between the little mushroom and the judge. And I remember things going all haywire and it never really going well. So there's something about that. But now, first let's try running. Like I said yesterday, I wasn't feeling well. Mostly I felt like I was sick, but my body wasn't telling me why I was sick. And I'm feeling a little bit better now, but I'm not sure if that is just a trick, and I should run 13 kilometers today. I'm not sure if I can manage, but look, I managed to get one of those running vests I was talking about, so now I have more pockets for things to carry around with me, so I'm trying that. And if I don't manage the 13 kilometers, I'm fine with that. The weather is awful anyway. We're having storm warnings, and it's sunny 1 minute, and the next day was rain pouring down. On my run, I'm starting trust exercise. This week, on top of everything being awful, Audible was like, oh, your whole wish list is on sale. Who can resist that when they're having a bad week? So I bought a lot of audiobooks that were cheaper than a credit. Yeah. Let's start with trust exercise. I forgot why that was on my wish list, but I'm going to start that and see how far we go and what it is about, and if it's a distraction from whatever is wrong this week. And keeps me running for 13 kilometers. I'll talk to you later. Shall we have a quick afternoon check-in? I went on my run and I'm not sure if that was a good idea, but I managed to last the 13 kilometers, but I felt like I was getting slower and slower and slower by the kilometer. Well, that's how it is. 2 hours of listening to trust exercise was the reward for that. Trust exercise is set in a theater high school, and it mostly follows David and Sarah, who were in love, had a relationship, and then things went sour, a lot of misunderstandings, and now they currently hate each other. I'm not even halfway through, so I don't know if this will change or if it will get worse. But a lot of it happens in the theater class, and with their teacher exposing them to trust exercises. During a trust exercise in the dark was also when they started kissing for the first time. So it's a lot centered around that class, and currently they have to fight through some exercise which is very awkward for everyone around them, and they just look at each other and they're supposed to level up in whatever they're doing, but they're just stuck there, and it's very awkward for everyone. The narration is rather easy to listen to, well to follow, and it's very well done. I really enjoy how we're introduced to the topic and also to the characters. We're also getting snippets of reflections from where they are going, the different classmates, and also David and Sarah, and also getting their now perspective and a perspective or an idea or comment on what they will think about this in a few years on. So the structure of all of this is really interesting, and I think it's a lot about how to deal with your emotions, show your emotions. It's always in the context of acting, so that you need to rip out your emotions at some point. There's a sentence they keep repeating, but as usual, listening to audiobooks while running is not the perfect point to take notes. But I really like that, what the class teacher and also the students or Sarah repeats often what acting is, and it has something to do with emotion. After running, I basically spent the afternoon reading. Still reading Little Mushroom, making progress, really enjoying being back in the world and with those two characters. Currently, they moved from the outer city to the main city because an event happened, and now they're neighbors and they're starting to become more friendly and friends, getting to know each other. Really enjoying that. But unfortunately, I'm very, very tired. I don't know if you can see, but my eyes are barely able to open. And since my stove is still broken, I just noticed it was stupid of me to be sick yesterday and not go out of the house and buy food. So I'm currently making bread, so I have something to eat. I have a lot of things that I can cook, but I can't cook because my stove is broken. And I don't have a lot of things that I can do and make in the oven or not cook. Stupid, I know. Anyways, we'll persevere and have, I don't know, some bread later on. And until then, I'm trying to read some more. Today apparently is all about doing things tired and not reading. Honestly, it's 1 p.m. and I woke up tired, so I decided not to stay in bed and read because that would start the cycle of reading, sleeping, sleep, reading, sleeping, reading, sleeping, which usually makes me more exhausted. So I made myself get up, do my usual morning workout, which is Mondays is exercise video on YouTube with weights, and yeah, it was a good workout. And then I was just done, and my friend's like, "Hey, have you been running already?" And I was like, no, I'm about to go in the shower, but yeah, when do you want to go?" Because socializing, it's good to see people every now and again and have a conversation. And I got back, had breakfast, and I'm still tired, but I managed to film my monthly wrap up for May. I think I didn't say too many stupid things. I had a good moment in there. And now I have to edit that. So it's 1 p.m. and I haven't read one sentence. So there goes my dream of finishing Little Mushroom. I also am looking outside and it's quite sunny just now. The storms from yesterday are gone and it is supposed to rain later. And I noticed something definitely, that not going food shopping on Saturday and not really leaving the house yesterday because of all the rain had me eat a lot of bad stuff, or not enough nutrition, let's say it like that. It wasn't bad stuff, but I'm feeling I need a more well-balanced dish today. So I'm thinking of going to the train station and pick up a bowl, and I also need to hit a store that is open in the train station. In case you don't know, Germany's shops are closed on Sundays and bank holidays. So only in the train station. There are exceptions for different shops, not all the shops in the train station, but I need to go to a drugstore and buy a birthday card for work tomorrow, and I ran out of my iron supplements, and I can feel that too. Hoping that's the reason why I'm so tired. So that would be an argument for going to the train station. And that way I could listen to some more of Trust Exercise. I think I have about 4 hours left, which would be too much for today as well, because 1 p.m. The day is almost over. I don't think I can achieve all the reading that I wanted to achieve. Sadly, but I was doing so well. Let's talk about making all the wrong choices. As I mentioned before, I went and managed to edit my wrap-up, so that's uploaded, success. And then I went to the train station as planned to buy the birthday card, which I got. I didn't get my supplements because they were sold out and it was overcrowded. And there's the thing where I made a stupid decision. Because it was colder outside than I had expected, I decided to not get takeaway, but eat inside. And I was stuck in a very crowded and overwhelmingly loud restaurant with very good food, but still it was very crowded and loud. And I was listening to Trust Exercise. And all of a sudden, it was a very crowded and overwhelming party with a lot of sex and drama and everything. And so I was overwhelmed on the outside, overwhelmed on the inside, and it was just a little bit too much. So after leaving, I decided I need a little bit quiet time and cycled a detour home. And then in Trust Exercise, the next chapter after the party chaos is 14 years later. And things have shifted. The narration has shifted, everything has shifted, and I don't even know if that's a spoiler, what's happening. So I'm not going into more detail about what happened 14 years later. It's just that I have 2 hours left now, and I'm a little bit confused as to what is happening. Nothing bad about that. It's just things that happen when you never read a synopsis of books you're reading. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, I haven't picked up Little Mushrooms, sadly, so maybe I'm still reading it next weekend, who knows. I'm definitely going to finish Trust Exercise before that, because only 2 hours. Audiobooks are much easier to get into than 400 pages of ebook reading. Honestly, I don't know who I thought I was, thinking I can finish 600 pages in a weekend and listen to an audiobook. I think the main output of my weekly check-in vlogs is how much you can realistically read if you're a slow reader and you're busy and you're exhausted and tired all the time. Anyways, how was your weekend? Did you read anything good? Did you do anything fun? Did you also have a 3-day weekend? And I actually needed these 3 days. I'm getting more and more into the habit of thinking 3-day weekends are perfect. One for rest, one for doing stuff, and then one day for fun stuff. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk in comments, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.